Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, and got some exciting news to react to. First of all, quick update. At time of recording, I will later be going to see Secret Life of Pets 2 with my sister, so after that there will be a review and sketch. Though, because I have to record on the phone camera, the positioning may not be so good. As seen with the Doctor Who Horror Fang Rock sketch, and that review and those sketches will be coming out on Friday, by the way, on the Retro channel and Bonus Content channel. For Horror Fang Rock, season 14 is finished, with the ranking coming up later, and then season 15 will start on Friday with Horror Fang Rock, and I'll review The Invisible Enemy after Secret Life of Pets 2 later today. Sketch maybe after that. Like I said, it will be difficult with the new with the phone camera. So that's about it. On to the topic of this video, and that is the fact that today it's been revealed that the Faceless Ones will be reanimated for DVD, Blu-ray and Steelbook Blu-ray for 2020. Just like how they did the Macra recently, and the Power to Dance for 2016, and Shada for 2017. Nothing in 2018 for some reason. Maybe they just wanted the Enemy of the World Special Edition out of the way. And also starting new work on the season box set, Blu-ray box sets. And with Faceless Ones being done, we are now a further story closer to Season 4 being completed. Even with Season 4, all the stories have at least one missing episode, with 10th Planet being the closest complete in terms of the original episodes, surviving 3 out of 4. Everything else has 2 or less, has half or less surviving. Half the story or less. Some cases completely missing, such as the Smugglers, the Power of the Daleks, and the Highlanders, and the Macra. So they're all completely missing. 10th Planet is missing 3 or 4 episodes. Underwater Menace and Moonbase are missing 2 or 4. Faceless Ones is missing 2 of 6, and Evil of the Daleks is Faceless Ones is missing 4 of 6, and hang on, I'm going to start. Let me start again. Smugglers, Highlanders, Power, and Macra. Power, then Highlanders. Smugglers, Power, Highlanders, Macra, missing completely. 10th Planet, 3 out of 4 survive, 1 missing. Underwater Menace and Moonbase, 2 survive, 2 missing. Faceless Ones, 2 survive, 4 missing. And Evil of the Daleks, 1 survive, 6 missing. Okay, sorry about that, and as this is being filmed on my phone right now, I'm going to upload it to YouTube in a moment. Yeah, I'm not actually editing. So, yeah, it's great news, hearing that the Faceless Ones will be done. It's a story I like, as opposed to Macra, which was one I wasn't really so keen on when I first watched the reconstruction last spring. Yeah, it was about around this time last year. I think it was just after what would have been the half term, or early June. It might have been or next week time. It was around this time last year I originally watched it. I wasn't so keen on it, but I still liked it. And then I heard the news, got excited. Then I had to rewatch the reconstruction for the actual review for February on the Retro channel, and I just couldn't get into it. Shut up! Although I did like it a little bit more on the first time I saw the animated version, but after the second viewing for the review on the Universal channel, so I'm not changing the score. I'm even going to re-edit that score on the Ice Warriors so that the animated episodes don't affect my enjoyment. Just because the animated episodes are good doesn't mean the episodes are good. And so that's why I got re-edit on the Ice Warriors review. One of a few. And since then, it's kind of been a mixed experience for viewings of the Macra. I've still got to watch it one more time for a Steelbook, the review of the Steelbook Blu-ray. But yeah, the review of the DVD and Blu-ray have already gone up, by the way, so that should be good. Well, that's good, as there's the Steelbook unboxing, sort of unboxing. But there will be a review of the Steelbook coming up later, so I've got to watch it one more time. I did check out the colour version out yesterday again, one last time, and black and white one last time, and Gridlock to go. Yes, I will probably watch it again in the future, like I did with Power of the Daleks, but for right now, I think 6 viewings is enough. Like how 5 viewings for Power, even though there was a couple months between the first 2, but that was about enough, and then left it for a bit. Left it until time for that one's re-review on the Retro channel, and it was even better even better than ever. So maybe I'll have a different opinion in 2 or 3 years' time. Let's say 2 years, because it was a year and a half for Power. If we say a year or two's time, then maybe I'll like it more. But at the moment, it's not that well regarded. But I think it's not terrible. So it's a mixed opinion on Macro Terror. However, Faceless Ones is one I really like. So hopefully, fingers crossed. The animation is looking pretty good, and I loved the Magpie Electronics Easter egg. That was really good. I really liked that. Considering Idiot's Lantern is set about 15 years earlier, so it makes sense. 14 years earlier if it's 1960s. Actually, it's 1966, 13 years earlier. So considering Idiot's Lantern is set 13 years earlier, it makes a lot of sense, and it's a nice Easter egg that's popped up over the years since 2006. And sorry about that. But yeah, I really liked that. The one thing I am a bit worried about is that the article said they are going to animate 6 episodes. The story is 6 parts, but there are 2 surviving episodes. I'm worried that they're going to animate those 2 surviving episodes so that the whole thing is animated, like Power of the Daleks and the Macro Terror. Thing is, those 2 stories, they were completely missing, so it made sense to animate all of the episodes. This story has 2 surviving episodes, so if they're going to animate the other 2, I'm going to be a bit disappointed, because they've already got the 2 surviving episodes. They don't need to do that. They can spend all their time, money, and effort on the other 4. The 4 that need to be done, not the 2 that don't need to be done. Those 2 can go to the restoration team for further restoration, naturally, but don't animate them. They don't have to do that with Reign of Terror to the 10th Planet, Moonbase, Ice Warriors, or Invasion. I think those are all of the animated ones. They didn't have to They didn't have to animate all of the surviving episodes of those stories, because those ones survive. So there's no point in animating the surviving episodes, even if there's less of them. Unlike the other cases where there was more or the same. But it's pointless to animate the surviving episodes because they survive. The point of animating missing episodes is that so you can have them back. So that's what I was worried about. Maybe the article got it a bit incorrect. Maybe it was supposed to say 4 of the 6 episodes, with the other 2 surviving. But I'm just worried that they might animate all 6 episodes instead of just the 4 that are missing. I'm actually wondering if that teaser we saw is from the first episode rather than the second episode, which I thought it might have been, but it could be from the first episode, or maybe the very first scene of the second episode. I can't quite remember, but it might be episode 2. I'm just worried that they might animate episodes 1 and 3 due to what that article said. But like I said, it could be a little bit incorrect. But I am slightly worried that they might animate episodes 1 and 3 when they don't need to. It's like animating episodes 1 to 3 of the 10th Planet. You don't need to. You just have to animate episode 4, which they did, and they left episodes 1, 2, and 3 alone. So yeah, it makes sense. Then again, episodes 1 and 3 of Faceless Ones do survive on the Lost in Time box set, so you can see what they originally looked like there. But like I said, you don't need to animate those 2 episodes if they survive. That's fine. If you could animate the episodes that have had reconstructions. The 10th Planet is one example. Ice Warriors had a condensed reconstruction. I would love to see an animation or a full-length reconstruction of Galaxy 4. I think the Underwater Menace desperately needs a new reconstruction or an animation. And Within Space, they teased us with that little teaser at the end of on the Macro Terror DVD, and there was a rumour that it was being done last year, although that might have been for that little teaser, that 10-minute short. So that was a tease of what they would do. And again, that story, that's got 2 surviving episodes out of 6. So they would only have to animate 4 of those episodes if they were to go and do that one. But if they did the other 2, that would be pointless. Again, those are Lost in Time, but better to have them all together, again, like Moonbase and others. So, yeah. Where else was I gonna go with this? I mean, really excited about it. It's just I'm just worried about the fact that they might animate those two surviving episodes. I doubt they will. I'm just worried that they might. So that's just the thing. That's all. Oh, the other one they would reconstruction that they should animate, if they don't get it back, unless they can find it, then Web of Fear Part 3. But they might be on the search for that one, so that it's possible that one could come back in the next 10 or so years. I mean, after all the kerfuffle they had, but it's still likely, more likely than any of the other missing episodes. So that one might just be a wait. Might have to wait till one of the last ones for an animated story. But it's got a reconstruction, so it's not the complete loss. But certainly, Underwater Menace needs a new one. Wind Space would be good, and I would love to see a Galaxy 4 one done full length. Even if I've lost my opinion on that story's gone down. Thanks to seeing the full length story and then again on a rewatch of that. But I'd still love to see a DVD release of that. And Marco Polo, that one will take ages to do, but it will still be better than the 30-minute reconstruction that they did for the beginning box set, because that story, you wouldn't even have 5 minutes per episode in that condensed reconstruction. If it was 6 episodes, it would be 5 minutes per episode. 7 episodes, so it's actually less than 5 minutes per episode in that reconstruction, which wouldn't be very good, and I didn't like that reconstruction, which makes me appreciate Loose Cannon even more. So, plus they did the color versions as well, so that's cool. And speaking of color version, Faceless Ones will be done in color again. It seems to be something that BBC Studios are doing. They're doing their animated ones in color, and they're going to release the black and white versions as well. I mean, certainly with Power of the Daleks, I think they released the black and white version first. I don't know if they did it like that to start with and then they colorized it, or if they just released the black and white version first and then the color version came later. With Macra Terror, they released both at the same time in the same releases, and this looks like the same for Faceless Ones. Sharda, that story was originally in color anyway, so it didn't matter. But certainly they seem to be doing color versions for their new releases. Besides that, with color and black and white versions, besides Sharda, which was color anyway. But yeah, I'm also wondering if it's time to stop bothering with the Blu-rays and the Steelbooks with the approach of the complete season Blu-rays coming up. I mean, if they do Smugglers, Highlanders, and Eve of the Daleks after this, then you've basically completed season 4. So then there isn't really much point releasing those stories on Blu-ray and also on Steelbook Blu-ray, because by the time that season is finished, there will be a box set ready and waiting to be released. All the stories will be available to go onto a new complete season 4 Blu-ray box set. So it's probably worth stopping with the Blu-ray and the Steelbook releases after this story, due to complete season Blu-ray box sets on the horizon, and especially for this season if they do those 3 stories afterwards and complete the season. And also the same for season 1 and C2 and 6 stories, Marco Polo, The Crusade, and the Space Pirates. If they do any of those, seasons 1, 2, and 6 are the same. 3 is probably going to be the last one, because there's so many in that season to do. At least with season 4, they've been doing a few more since they started up again. In fact, it's all been season 4 apart from Sharda. So yeah, at least with season 4, that's on its way to being finished, whilst season 3, it seems to be abandoned. And that was something I did bring up in one of my Macra Terror videos, that they should do a William Hartnell season 3 story next, if it's not going to be the Will in Space. But I'm happy for the Faceless Ones. I think it was my second favourite of season 4. Yeah, Faceless Ones is my second favourite of season 4. I consider it a really good story. It's not a very good story, not very good final story for companions, Ben and Polly, because they just disappear for a few episodes, and then they just pop up at the end only to leave again. But the story itself is really good. So it was my second favourite of season 4 after the Eve of the Daleks, and just really good. But but I would like to see some season 3 stuff done as well. I mean, I would love to see season 4 complete, especially the Daleks, because that was my favourite story. And I also think Smugglers and Highlanders are okay, pretty good. I pretty liked the Highlanders. Smugglers was another one I had to lower my score, but not by much. I still put it above Underwater Myths and Macro Terror. Then it'd be Smugglers, then it'd be the Highlanders, and then there was the others. But I still would like to see some William Hartnell stories done as well. So maybe they can bridge some gaps of season 4 stuff by doing some of the season 3 stories. I know Master Plan will take forever, but you could probably do... The Massacre is 4 parts, although that might be difficult due to costumes and speaking roles. What about Celestial Toymaker? That's 3 episodes you could do. Savages, you could do that one. That's 4 episodes, not too difficult. Mostly backgrounds you have to deal with. Galaxy 4, you could do that one. Mythmakers might be a bit more difficult for the historical setting, but it wouldn't be too bad. The one that'd be really difficult to do and you'd spend the most amount of time on is the 9 missing episodes of Dalek's Master Plan. 10 if you include Mission to the Unknown, which should have its own separate release, by the way, or have a box set and have that as a separate casing disc in a box set with a with Master Plan. So, like we got Space Museum and The Chase, kind of a box set like that, Mission to the Unknown, and then Dalek's Master Plan in something like that. Maybe even have a trilogy with Mythmakers, so you don't have to split it up so much. Or do a trilogy of Dalek stories with Mission, Master Plan, Evil. Although just having the Dalek Master Plan box set is good enough. But yes, but I was just giving my thoughts on this news and some other ramblings, basically. But in short, I like this new. I'm glad this is happening. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just concerned that they might animate the 2 episodes that they don't need to do, the 2 surviving episodes. And also, like I said, I think it's time they should stop with the Blu-ray and the Steelbook Blu-rays after this release. I was thinking that after Max Era they should stop by this point, but they're going to do that for Faceless One, so they should stop after that, because you've got the complete season box sets on the horizon, especially if season 4 if they're intending to complete season 4 with the other 3 stories they're yet to do afterwards. If they do that, then season 4 can easily go to one of those box sets as soon as it's done. Basically, as soon as Evil, the Daleks, or whatever's or Highlanders or Smugglers, whichever they do last, as soon as that's done, season 4's Blu-ray box set could come out. Or shortly afterwards, anyway. So that's the thing, and the same would go for 1, 2, and 6 if they get completed. 3 and 5 are a bit different. There's still quite a few from them, especially 3. But I'm just saying, once Faceless One is done, stop with the Blu-rays and the Steelbooks. Maybe you could do the normal Blu-rays for a bit, but stop before you get to the end of this. Stop sometime after that, because you're getting those complete box sets coming up. So you've still got the DVDs. You can still release the DVDs. That's fine for each story, because that's how DVDs and the videos were done. But now we're getting complete season Blu-rays. New releases seem a bit pointless. The only individual one that doesn't seem pointless is Pyramids of Mars, because that was on Sarah Jane Adventures Series 4, and I was hoping that would get an individual release, and it will be on season 13 when that comes around, but it should still have its own individual Blu-ray release. In fact, alongside a DVD special edition, like Shada. But we haven't got that yet. So, and season 13 is not rumoured / confirmed as one of the upcoming ones yet. So, I mean, besides Faceless One's, Pyramids of Mars is the only individual Blu-ray of the classic series stories they should do next. So it's those 2, just a normal Blu-ray for Pyramids, and then the Faceless Steelbook, and then stop there and let the complete season box sets do their work. DVDs, on the other hand, carry on as normal. Carry on as you used to do it, so that's fine. But that's some controversial opinions, basically. But how are you guys looking forward to the Faceless Ones? What's your opinion on the Faceless Ones if you've seen them, or at least what you think of the surviving episodes if you've seen them. If you've seen the reconstructions, you can let me know what you think of those. How whoever did them, loose cannon, for instance, like the ones I saw, or joint venture, or someone else. How you think those went, or some other fans on YouTube or Dailymotion. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't seen the story, are you excited to see this one once it comes around? I don't know when in 2020 it'll come. They started work on the Macra Terror a year before its release, and they seem to have started work on Faceless One, so we could be expecting a similar time, March, April, May 2020, possibly. Maybe just after Series 12's come out, or as it's coming out, depending on when that one is coming out. So you'll get Series 12 on DVD and Blu-ray and Steelbook right afterwards, or right before Faceless Ones, a bit like how Resolution and Season 18 were just before Season 18 was just before the Macra Terror, and Series 11 and Resolution went far before that, and Season 19 before them. So, but in terms of actual date releases, you could have Series 12 followed by or following the Faceless Ones, which would be really cool, like Season 18 followed by Macra Terror. So, yeah, and also there might be another season box set around that point as well. I'm not sure which one. 10 is going to be... Is it this month, actually? It might be this month or next month. And then there'll be something else later on, probably, if they stick to this 3-4 month schedule. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for listening to this rambles and some thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys next time. And yes, I will have to re-review the Faceless Ones once it does come out, and I will try and get the DVD Blu-ray and Steelbook Blu-ray. If it's released around the same time as Macra Terror, I could probably do the same thing as I did this year. Which is try and get the DVD normally, Blu-ray for Easter and Steelbook for birthday, or with birthday money. Hopefully. It was a little bit of a scare when I didn't get it for the birthday, but got enough money to get it. So, yeah. What else? Yeah, Faceless Ones, really looking forward to it. Oh, that was it. I was going to say I might review it for the Universals like I did with the Macra Terror, instead of the main channel here, like I did with Power of the Daleks, which had been taken by Ollie Everett anyway, and Shada, which hasn't been done on the channel yet. I did talk about it, but not in a review sense, in a video a year before the new version came out. So I had talked about it, but not in a review sense, and not that version either. I will do a re-review of it on the Retro channel, though, like Power of the Daleks, and like the Macra Terror's one on Universal's was technically a re-review of the one on the Retro channel, and so will whichever channel gets Faceless Ones, which might be that one, might be Universal's, might be someone else might do it even on that channel, and I would do it on this main one. Okay, so I've now rambled long enough. So as I said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.